Hey, thanks so much for downloading the episode today on the show. It's back to school. This, mixed with hormones, a wicked combination. Plus, I'm going camping, and we talk about the preparations, and we also find some very interesting things about toenails. Yes, you heard me say the word. This and our ugly and awkward moments of the week. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
Get the fuck out of my bathroom. I need to shave.
Paula.
You don't know everything.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the ugly truth.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 396.
You know, I just have to say something.
Okay.
Ever since I've started this new birth control, two things. One, the week before my off week, so my PMS week, basically.
Okay.
It has become horrific. Like, my PMS has intensified by, like, times 3. So...
Like you're just a raging lunatic?
I get so nasty, and, like, I am impatient, and I just...
Yeah.
I snap, like... really easily at everyone.
Maybe you're having too high of a hormone surge.
Well, that's the problem I've always had with birth control, especially like on See, I take a patch right now because that's really the only one I can tolerate. Before I tried pills and I literally would vomit like I had morning sickness.
Oh, that's too much.
And it's because my hormone levels are just normal.
Right.
You know, a lot of people who I didn't realize this, but a lot of women have like hormonal imbalances. So they go on the birth control pill to like regulate themselves and it makes them feel normal. Well, my hormones are fine.
Oh,
and
we have a treasure trove of hormones.
Right.
We don't need regulation.
So when I went on them, I would like vomit. I gained weight. Just like all these terrible things. So I was literally taking like what's called the mini pill. It's like the pill they give to breastfeeding moms.
Yes.
And you have to take it every day at the same time of day.
Yes.
And if you didn't, then you started spotting.
Yes.
And so I just wasn't that dedicated. And so I would try and remember. So I'd take it within like maybe 2 or 3 hours, but I'd still start spotting. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, if I'm spotting all the time, it's pointless.
Well, after I had my first child, my doctor put me on birth control pills. He said, what's your form of birth control? And I'm like, I don't know, condom, whatever. And he said, okay, let's put you on the pill. And I'm like, listen, our family has a long history of doing really poorly on the pill. So I'm not real comfortable with that. And he said, oh no, we'll put you on the mini pill. And I said, all right, I guess that's fine. And so Paula, 30 days, 20 pounds. And I was sweaty and uncomfortable. And I said, I just did this for 9 months. I'm not doing this again. So I went off of it. And I said, I'm not doing it.
Well, and that might be part of the problem. Because I've been on this patch now for, I don't know, maybe 6 months, I want to say.
Yeah.
I've gained like 7 pounds. And like just recently, I want to say within like the last 2 or 3 months, like I've really packed them on. And I don't know what's been different. Like I'm not eating anything different or... I don't know what it is, but I told Victor, I'm like, I need to buy a treadmill because...
It's the patch. It's the patch that's doing it. In fact, if you took the patch off, you would lose the 7 pounds.
And the problem is as we get older, I guess, our bodies become like unshapely, like gross.
Well, it just requires a little bit of molding and effort. That is for sure.
And so when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm just like, especially if you look at your back, like your ass and your backside and everything. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I look like the Penguin in Batman Returns.
Oh, I was thinking of the guy in the Minion movies. The guy that takes care of all the minions. What's that guy's name? Gru or whatever? Yeah. He looks like that too.
You remember The Hangover when they walked in on the old man getting like examined at the hospital?
With his extra large white underwear.
Giant underwear. That's how I see myself when I look in the mirror. Except actually I don't, because I would be happy if my ass was that large. It's not. It's just this flat flesh.
I was just going to say, it's like this fleshy mound of pale skin.
And I was actually thinking on the treadmill, I was going to make a sign that says, don't walk, run from the blob. as like motivation.
Right.
The blob being my body.
You know what? I will have to tell you that. So I have an elliptical and I use it. I stopped using it for a while because I was only doing yoga, but I decided I need to do cardio again. I had grown bored of it.
Oh, I thought you were doing the elliptical.
I was, but I grew tired of it, so I started doing yoga 3 days a week, which I really love, by the way, but I really missed doing cardio, which is really fun. So Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders has started again.
God.
So the only way I'll allow myself to watch that show is if I'm on the elliptical, because watching these gorgeous 22-year-olds flit about like fairies and strong ass sexy women is the only way that I can watch it, is if I'm working out, because I feel like I might someday look like that. I mean,
oh my God,
I will never. But what my point is that it's the only way. I couldn't sit on the couch eating Cheetos watching DCC. It would be it'd be too much of a hypocrisy. So I have to be working out.
But anyway, so the second thing about the patches is that, so I have her, so this week it's my PMS week, and I have just been, I know I've been a nightmare. I just know it.
Okay.
Like, I accosted Victor yesterday multiple times.
Good. That's what he's there for.
And so the second thing about this patch is that I get like the worst periods. Like, I will soak through my female product within like 2 hours. And if I don't catch it,
it's brutal.
One time I was sitting on the couch and I was sitting like sideways, and I felt something and I got up. I had blood all over the couch. So by the time,
shit,
this is the worst part, because you know Pablo's always like on me.
No, oh my God,
by the time I got
out
to get a Lysol wipe, and then I got to the couch, it was almost gone, and I'm like, yes!
Oh my God, Paula, that makes me want to vomit. Please stop.
Do you know how many times, Jamie, I've gone into my bathroom because I accidentally left the door open? Because I have a water closet. You have that one of those too. So I have a little trash can in there, and I've gone in there. I've come home. I've gone in there, and it's looked like somebody broke into a pillow, except it was sanitary napkins. I'll find a dead pad in the hallway. I'm like, what the hell?
I really wish these are the times when I wish we could communicate with animals and just say, Pablo, I'm going to tell you this. If you were a human, you'd be in jail.
He's nowhere to be found because he knows what he's done.
He's the worst. He is the worst creature. I know you will weep for his death, but now he's the worst. He's just awful.
There's one time they ate the ass out of my pajamas because I had started my period and I didn't realize it, and I was wearing pajama bottoms. So I put them in the laundry. They pulled them out, and I came back to wash them. There was a giant hole in the ass. There was nothing left.
Oh my God. I can't.
I guess your dogs don't do these kinds of things.
They don't live in the house.
Well, that's true.
They don't go into they don't have the opportunity to go into our garbage cans. But I don't wear pads.
Yeah.
So all of the evidence is gone. Although I will tell you, when I am on my period, they won't leave me alone. They follow me around like I'm the Pied Piper of dogs.
Well, I told you that my ugly and awkward moment when we went to the vet and I was on my period. The dog came up to greet everyone, and instantly he put his nose in my crotch, and I'm just like,
they're like, oh, isn't that funny? And I'm like,
he's like snort. And I was just like,
yeah, dogs are gross.
And she's like, oh, and I'm like, obviously it's no secret.
Obviously, I'm menstruating.
I'm like, I'm not even going to pretend to make an excuse.
Anyway,
get your nose out of my vagina, please.
Yes, please. Can you please remove your snout? Anyway, so school started for most people in the country yesterday, and as did your children. And how did it go? Everybody doing all right?
Yeah. So Olivia, she was super excited.
Yeah.
I kid you not. 80% of the class is boys.
No, really?
I don't know why it's so off balance.
Interesting.
All of her core friends are all in different classes, so none of them have the same class together.
They broke up the clique. They do that.
Well, yeah, and so, but all these boys are together, so I don't know what's going on.
She's going to become rough and tumble.
Well, she's just like, she was nervous because she's like, that's a lot of boys. And so,
well, she'll be all
there
right.
there was one girl that she recognized, but then she said at recess, they all her regular friends played together.
Well, there
and
you
I'm
go.
like, that's really all that matters. I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter who's in your class.
It doesn't.
It's just at lunchtime and recess who you really play with.
Exactly it.
Ryan, he was super excited for some reason. So they have 6 periods, I believe. And for whatever reason, yesterday they did periods 1 through 3. Mm-hmm. And then today they're going to do periods 4 through 6.
Okay.
So I don't know why they broke it up.
Well,
but,
every teacher's going to get a good 2 hours with them to kind of give them the curriculum and all that stuff. That's why.
So he was really happy because he said he had a friend in every period from 1 through 3. Good. His favorite friend, Sam, they have first period together.
Nice.
And so they were really excited
Which
about
means
that.
they have lunch together.
They don't actually.
Oh, fuck.
Sam has early lunch. Ryan has late lunch. But the good thing about Ryan having late lunch is he might have friends from 6th grade.
Oh.
Because they all had late lunch last year.
The OGs.
Yeah,
yes.
and Ryan had early lunch. So some of the friends that were not so great might have early lunch still. And he might have late lunch now. So I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. He said he would know more today.
Well, that's good. Okay, so you are also studying. How is that going?
You know, this week was just a total waste.
Yes.
Because I did not realize how consuming back to school was.
Oh, God.
I mean,
really?
I guess I just forgot. But I mean, I thought we just had to pick up a few things. Like Ryan needed like a pair of jeans and like a pair of shorts. We were at Old Navy for like an hour. Ugh. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
You know what?
And then
I can handle Old Navy for about 30 minutes. And then I'll have a couple of items. And I'll go, oh, I like this little rag. So I'll go to pay for it. And if there's more than 4 people and I'm like, no, I don't like it that much. And I walk out.
Okay, it's not the girls, Jamie.
It's boys.
It's the boys.
Yes.
Like, he tried on like 4 pairs of jeans and like 3 pairs of shorts. He rummaged through all these t-shirts. And I'm just like, Ryan, I'm like, just pick something. He's like, well, I like these in this color. I'm like, okay. I'm like, then get that color. He's like, well, don't I have to try them on? I'm like, you tried on the size already. It's going to fit the same, you know? So we had that argument like 15 times.
You know what I would say? I'd be like, I'll come back in an hour. You let me know what you got. Bye.
And then Olivia, of course, is like, are we going to look at my clothes? Are we going to look at my clothes? Are we going to look at my clothes? You know, and I'm just like, Olivia, I told you when we're done with Ryan, we'll go over there and look. And then we go over there and I'm like, they want $20 for this t-shirt. I'm like, are you out of your mind? And I hate that I'm that person, you know, but
you're a
it's
parent.
just,
I mean, and she's going to grab the thing in 3 months.
So then we go over to the children's place and I walk in there. And of course, I hate the fact that I've turned into mother, but every time I walk in there, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, it smells like someone just dumped their diaper in here. I'm like, what is that? A smell?
Some gross diaper.
He's like, it never smells good in here. So
maybe it's time to just cross that one off your list and order online.
Well, that's what I decided ultimately, because the other thing too is their prices in the store are not the same ones online.
No,
they're
they have
more
all
expensive.
the sale. They have all their sales online, and that's
and
where all
now
the
they're
merchandise
selling
is.
all like jeans and long sleeve shirts, and I'm like, it's going to be 107 the first day of school. I'm like, it's August.
I know.
Why are you selling long sleeve shirts?
Why?
I'm like,
here's a better idea. Can we just start school the day after Labor Day, like the old days?
Right?
Why are we starting so
I'm
freaking early?
So I at least sized Olivia up with the jeans, so that way when I order them online, I know which ones to get her.
Yes.
And she fought me. She fought me hard. So we settled on, because she still is clinging to those size 4s.
Paula, throw them away. Why is this? It is so easy to resolve this problem.
We agreed to cut them off where the holes begin, because they have ripped holes in the knees. And I said, we'll make them shorts.
I can't with this. It's the same frustration that I expressed to you when I hear that you allow this child to watch you shower. Just be the adult. End this now. You're allowed to do it. You don't need permission. You can literally just say, get the fuck out of my bathroom. I need to shave. Get out.
I know.
These are size 4s, Olivia. You are in 4th grade. Stop it. I'm taking these. Watch me. I'm burning them. Over.
So she fits a size 6X/7.
Okay.
She's 10 years old.
Yes, I know.
She's 6X/7.
She's so small.
She is. And then we went over to Ross, which is always, you know,
I
fun.
got it at Ross.
God, that place is such a shit show.
It is.
And so,
you know what?
And everyone's so polite, you know, they move out of the way, of course, to let you get by.
Out of all the places of all the discount brand stores, TJ Maxx is literally the only one I like.
Well, Ryan likes TJ Maxx, but you know, if I want to get down and dirty and get like a really good price, I do go to Ross. But I'll only do it like if I'm by myself. You know, I've gone through, there was a time not that long ago, and I went through Ross and I just couldn't with it, and I walked out with nothing. And even the stuff I saw, I'm like, you know, it's all the stuff that can't really be sold in the main wherever it was supposed to be sold. I just told Daryl, I said, I just think I've outgrown it. I can't find anything I like here. Like, I don't have little kids where I need to buy something for $4.99 because it's going to end up being donated in 6 months because they grew. You know, it's like, I can't do it. Ross doesn't have very good kids clothes.
They don't.
Actually.
It's
more for like our clothes. But like I got the cutest little top on clearance for like $3.99.
Yes.
So you can't beat that. But when we were at Old Navy and we were checking out for two pairs of jeans and one shorts, it came to $98.
At Old Navy?
Yes.
Man.
And I was just like, because the pair Ryan wanted, they were originally $49.99, but they were having a 20% off sale. I'm like, ooh, wow.
No tax.
And so I was so when I got home and I told Victor, I'm like, yeah, I'm always spent like a freaking $100 at Old Navy. And Ryan's like, Mom, you didn't. He's like, I wouldn't have gotten 2 pairs. I'm like, Ryan, stop it.
Oh, you know what? What is with his whole martyrdom thing that he's going through right now?
I don't know.
I'm a martyr. I shall blow myself up for sacrifice.
He's like, I'll do extra chores. I'm like, Ryan, shut up.
Extra chores? What are you going to do? Get up and clear your dish?
I'm like, why don't you just start by cleaning up after yourself?
Right?
That'd be a change.
Yeah, you want to show you're grateful? How about not be a pig? I don't know.
So then they both got their school supply list. And so we went to Walmart. We could have gone to Target, but Walmart's just cheaper for us.
Absolutely.
And so,
Paula, there is nothing more I love more than buying school supplies.
oh, God, Jamie.
It is my most favorite thing.
I should have sent you then with
oh, my God. I would have done it. I would have done it. I would have been like, let's go, guys.
Olivia was initially excited. By the end, she was like saying, like, Mom, I think I'm going to throw up. It's so hot in here.
Well, was there like a million people?
No, it wasn't even that bad.
That's
but I
weird.
mean, you just have to find, it's like a scavenger hunt. You know, you've just got to find the most minuscule, strange things. Like, please find highlighters without at least yellow, blue, and green in it. And so you're like, okay, the highlighters. And
oh my God, I freaking
please
love
find
it.
dry erase markers with at least 3 different
Oh,
colors.
I love it.
Find a mini stapler with a pack of staples. And
Wait a minute. Doesn't Walmart have the back to school section where they just have it?
They do.
Okay, because Target has it.
We were going up and down the aisles like 5 times, and then Ryan found he had to have a 3-inch binder.
Yeah.
And so I was scanning everything because I try not to go crazy with the back to school, because I mean you can get really cheap back to school supplies if you're smart about it.
Yeah.
This binder he had picked out, it was like $10. I'm like, Ryan. And it wasn't even like fancy.
Was it?
It was by Avery.
Oh,
he wanted
the business one. Yeah, you got to get the $2 and $3 binders because they don't last.
Yeah, Olivia's binder, she needed a 1-inch binder. It was like $1.50.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, Ryan, I'm like, what's up with this binder? And he's just like, well, the cheap ones just fall apart, and this one says heavy duty, and you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they all say heavy duty.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I don't even care. Just put it in there.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Yeah,
because by that point, I'm just like, let's just get the hell out of here. So we spent like $100 on school supplies.
That's a lot.
Well, between the both of them, they both needed like scissors and.
Well, don't you have any of that stuff from last year?
That's what I asked. I said, where are your guys' pencil boxes and stuff like that? And Olivia's like, I don't know.
There are certain things that I require them to keep, like, you know, scissors and things like that. I will always refresh the crayons and the markers. I'll always refresh a pencil box because every year, you know, teachers have their preference. Little ones have to have the actual box because they put it in their desk. Mm-hmm. Middle school, it's the pouch, you know, whatever. Other than that, it's just like I just buy bulk everything and I split it up. You know, I just split it up. I'll buy a big pack. I'm like, all right, here, 3 for you, 3 for you. Done. You know?
Yeah. It adds up.
It does add up.
So.
Okay, so now that all the money's been spent, the first $5 request for some random field trip will arrive soon, and we're in it. Now we're in it.
We had signed paperwork last night. Olivia had to get a video an electronics authorization so she could use the computers or the Chromebooks at school.
Oh.
And Ryan had some. I honestly, I don't even think I read it.
Sure.
I don't know what it was.
Some kind of vow.
And then, we got an email saying that, cross country and volleyball tryouts will be coming up. And,
awesome.
All these other things. Olivia was going to have PE today. And so, I mean, they're in full swing. And
Sweet.
And then traffic, of course, was horrific. Dropping him off and picking him up. It took me around 3.5 hours yesterday.
That's typical.
Because I asked Victor, I'm like, I feel like I didn't do anything today.
No, that's how it is.
Well, he says he's like, you were literally gone for like 3 or 4 hours yesterday, just driving.
I will say this is the first year that there's nobody going to where they're required to attend school. This is the first year I don't have anything, and it was worse before when Malia didn't drive, or she wasn't driving herself to school. So you can't really get into anything. It's like you wake up, you take him to school, you get back, you have about 3 hours before you have to get ready to leave. And then you have to sit and wait, because if you don't get there early, then you might as well get there late, because you're never going to find a place to park and wait.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. So like school gets out at 2:20. I got there at 1:40.
Yeah.
Because if I do, and I still had to park freaking far away, because the first day of school, everyone's there to pick up and drop off.
Right.
And it was funny because I parked really far away, but I still got a shady spot.
Right.
And then I was walking towards the school, and it's the back gate that a lot of people go in. And I was standing there, I was walking towards it, and there was like 150 people outside waiting for the gate to open. And I'm like, I'm not going to stand there like a bunch of hogs.
No.
And it was like 107 yesterday.
At some point, someone's going to go, meow,
so I found a fire hydrant with a tree over it across the street. So I stood there. And then some car, like 2 minutes before the gate opened, pulled up.
I saw
and
that.
Parked there illegally.
And you were trapped.
And then their hot car air started blowing on me.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, you asshole. I'm like, I was perfectly fine here until you decided to park illegally just because you're going to quick run up and get your kid.
Everybody's quick. Everyone's fast.
I'm like, I hope a police comes by and gives you a ticket.
Oh, God. When our kids were at Trajan, there was a highway patrol that would give every single parent a ticket who was parked illegally. And it was okay, except for the fact that they were assholes about it. And so people started going to the office going, are you calling the fucking cops on us? Like, there's nowhere to park around here. It's in the middle of a subdivision. Like, there's nowhere to park to wait. And everybody's precious. So it's like, what do you want me to do? Just let my 5-year-old meander around the streets, and just, what do you want me to do? And they're like, we're sorry, we're not calling. We're like, lies. We don't know. But they used to, they would always be like, hey, this happened to me once. Hey, you're parked illegally. I'm like, okay, sir, sorry. He's like, what makes you think that? And then they would start to lecture you. What makes you think that you're above the law? And I'm like, what makes me think I'm above the law? Really?
I said, I don't.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for my 5-year-old. And how about we not have illegal parking in front of a fucking elementary school? Maybe?
Right?
I don't know. It was annoying. It was the bane of my existence. But what I ended up doing, because as I had children, I realized they're precious, but I got a bunch of them. So I would just show up late. Late. When I used to do that, where I would show up almost an hour early, the worst part is the kids will get in the car and they'll be like, Mom, I don't want to go pick up so-and-so. And I'm like, listen to me. I have been in this vehicle for 2 hours. You will do whatever I say. I'm done. I've been sitting waiting for you. And when they take their time to get out, I'm like, what are you doing? I have things to do. I don't have time for you to, real quick talk to someone or play. No, we have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, well, we do the pick up and drop off usually, with the exception of yesterday.
Yeah, first day.
And so, I mean, I barely slow down for them to hop out.
Oh, I know. It's like, tuck and roll.
But that's because the freaking people who are guiding traffic, they're like, pull forward, hurry up.
I know, it's very.
Move on, next car.
Oh God, it's like, okay, bye.
They're like militant about it.
It's true. All right, moving on briefly, and we'll probably, I think we're going to talk about it in the next episode, but camping, for me, is a few days away. So I think we'll talk about it on the next episode, actually. But
okay. Well, you'll have to debrief, yeah.
Yes. But really quick, before we get to our ugly and awkward moments of the week, you and I both saw this little article trending on social media where they're bringing out fake toenails for the summer.
Like acrylic, right?
Well, the kind you like basically the Lee press-on nails, but for toes.
They've had those forever.
They have had those forever. And I think I just blocked it out of my mind because it's something that I would never in a million years want to consider.
I used to wear them.
Fake toenails?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I never really cared for my toenails.
Yeah.
And so you can get like these perfectly cute little like French manicure toenails.
Paula.
And if you glue them on and it makes you look like you have perfectly manicured toenails.
Oh my God. I had no idea you did this.
I used to get compliments all the time.
Well, yeah, because you're making them a spectacle.
But the other thing too is I was curious if you could actually get like professionally done, like acrylic or gel or something like that.
Okay, so this is where this is leading us. I was like, what's with the fake toenails? So of course I Googled it to see what would come up.
They're only like $7 or $5 or something.
There's a certain type of man who is embarrassed by their toes. And so I found a subreddit thread where someone goes, I know.
Was he French manicure toenails?
No, there was no photos, but it said, I have because there's a lot of weird deficiencies that happen. And so this guy said, I basically have like these little nubs for toenails. They're not even legit. It's just like all.
Well, some people have weird beds, like nail beds.
Like they have some kind of deficiency where their toenail beds just don't grow. And so he's like, he goes, it's literally preventing me from dating. Like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't wear flip-flops. I don't do anything like that. And he goes, does anybody know if I can get fake ones? And this was about 4 years ago, this thread. And someone goes, oh my God, yes, you can. And so you can go and get it done at a salon. You can go and pay to have it done, and they usually do the gel. But this guy goes, however, you can't do it by yourself. And he listed exactly what to buy, where to get it, how to do it, and gave the whole list of instructions on this subreddit on how to have nicely manicured toes for a man. So I started looking around. I'm like, okay, I was completely naive. I did not realize this is something that is a situation where there are people who get this done. You can go to a podiatrist and get prosthetic toenails.
Shut up.
Yes. And I don't know how they surgically add them.
They're like veneers for your toes.
Yes. It's like getting veneers for your teeth, but for your toenails. And it is getting better by the year. Like the improvement, the level of quality is improving. And I'm like, this is a very strange vein of prosthetics that I never had ever heard of before.
Well, I think probably what happened is when I was young, like real young, probably as far as I can remember, I was a fingernail biter.
Yes.
For like horribly.
We all were. Mm-hmm.
And then I also was like, I was a picker. So I would pick at like my face or like my cuticles, and I would pick at my toenails like real bad.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And I would get them down to like nubs.
Okay.
Well, if you keep doing that, you damage the nail bed.
Eventually, yes.
Well, I did it for like my whole life because it was an anxiety thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like pulling your hair out.
Yeah, I still do it.
Eventually, as I got older, I stopped, and I was getting treated and things like that. I stopped doing it.
Right.
But I had caused so much damage that my toenails, all of them, look different.
Right. They're not uniform.
They're not the same. Some of them have like weird cracks in them. Some of them are like have like ridges.
Sure.
Some of them are perfectly smooth and normal. And so it's just, I won't go get a pedicure because I don't think they would know how to treat them. And so I do my nails myself.
Right.
So I'm not even joking. 20 years ago, at least, I was either fresh out of high school or I was still in high school. I asked my nail lady, because I used to get my nails done all the time. I asked my nail lady if there was a way to do fake nails on your toes. And she said no, she'd never heard of that before.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this was like in Orangevale.
Oh, they don't know anything there.
Yeah, but I was just like, okay. So I was thinking about it back then because I'm just like, why couldn't you? I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just on a toe. And then later, I saw that they had come out with like basically fake nails for toenails. And
so you started doing it.
I used to wear them. Yeah, I would wear them all the time. But of course, you know, you have to carry glue with you because God forbid one pop off and you have to glue it back on.
I can't.
I know.
Oh my God.
So, and then one time I did try and buy the acrylic and stuff and do it to myself.
Yes.
I looked like I had clubbed nails because they were so thick.
Say, you can buy, like, of course on Amazon, you can buy like a huge like baggie full of toenails. Not,
yes.
I mean, you know, the fake ones.
That wouldn't be weird.
Can you imagine?
No.
Imagine? It's like, oh, I think I'll just buy this bag of toes.
Well, because I have small nails, like on my hands and on my toes.
Right, me too.
I could just use regular nails.
Okay. Wow. I'm really struggling. And you know what? I have to tell you, this is something that I didn't know about you, and I know everything about you. This is odd.
You don't know everything.
I know enough to know.
So anyway, I'm just saying that I completely sympathize with this guy because I have struggled with it myself.
I did not realize this was such a thing. And so when I saw that you can actually go to a podiatrist and get prosthetic toenails, I went, okay. So my own disgust with leg hands has prevented me from this knowledge. I'm okay with it. But now I know. The more you know. Na, 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 na. So anyway.
That's interesting. I'll have to look that up.
You should.
But I mean, anyways.
Should you? I mean, go right ahead.
No, I don't think I will. I mean, mine aren't so bad. As long as everything's filed.
Okay, first of all.
Everything's filed down and fine and everything like that, then they all look pretty normal.
There you go.
I know how to take care of
now
myself.
You know how to do it. It's you're old enough now. You've learned.
I mean, I'm 40 years old now. I figured it out.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of figuring it out, let's go to our ugly and awkward moments of the week.
Okay, so the other night we decided to eat out. Well, get takeout, I guess, or whatever it was. We went to Wendy's, got drive-thru, and brought it home. I like to get their baked potatoes, and then I'll get their chili, and then I'll pour the chili on the baked potato.
Yes.
It's like my guilty pleasure.
It's delicious.
It's so good. And so
that's actually one of their healthiest meals, actually, is the potato and chili.
I know. I will basically like clean it out, though, and there's nothing left but like potato skin.
Right.
I'll put the leftover skin in like the clear top lid, you know, if it gets in the way and I'm still eating the other skins. Sure. And so I don't know what happened, but like I somehow like flipped the lid over and I got skins all over the couch.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, oops, sorry. So I picked it back up, and then I had like the black bottom, and I put the clear lid on the bottom of the black bottom, and then there was like potato bits on the couch. So I went to go brush them off, but for somehow I had put the like tray in the way. So when I went to go brush it off, I flung a potato skin across the couch right towards Victor, and it just landed like right next to him. And he just kind of looked at me and he's like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know.
Because like all this potato skin stuff was going on all at the same time, and like obviously I was struggling with these potato skins, and
Clearly.
I just, you know, when you kind of just get on a roll with something and you're just like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
You know, like,
no, I do.
So take these potato skins from me, please.
I did that a couple of weeks ago. I was eating a tomato salad, which I love, especially in the summer. And so it was tomatoes and olive oil and basil and stuff. And I'm eating it. And I literally don't know how I did it, but somehow I did, where I think I hit the spoon perfectly, but it flipped the entire bowl of tomatoes on the couch. And it was like in perfect fashion. Like, it was dramatic. And I'm like, how did I do that? How did that happen? I don't even understand I don't understand science, so I don't really know how I did it, but it did it. It was, yes. So I do know.
Sometimes I wish we had cameras, like just sometimes.
Oh, I know. Just so I could replay and see what I did wrong there.
But I felt like I was like making it rain, like, you know how they do with money. Yes. But I was doing it with a potato skin.
That's funny.
Yeah, Brian was there, Victor was there, and they saw me fling the potato, or like make it rain a potato skin across the couch. And Victor's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I don't know. I
don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I just need to throw these away.
God, I'm just trying to like not eat these. Yes, and it is once you get rolling, it's hard to stop. You literally have to put your hands up.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. I'm like, someone save me from myself.
Just take all of this away. So mine happened at the grocery store. It's minor, but it was definitely awkward. I had a dental cleaning on Wednesday, and now my cleanings, as we've discussed, are not just regular old buffing it out. Thank you, did a great job. Mine are deep cleanings. They're all deep clean. So I get numb. And I was like, I have not been to the grocery store in like over a week because our diets, our food habits have changed dramatically since no one goes to school anymore. So we don't have a lot of snack foods and all that crap anymore. We don't even buy bread regularly. So it's like, we needed something to eat because there's nothing to eat in the house. And I'm like, I really don't want to go to the grocery store after the dentist, but I kind of have no choice. So I go in. I got so numb on one side that my eyelid was numb. Like, I mean, really numb. So when you're that numb on just one side, you can physically...
That's like root canal numb.
Yeah, I did get root canal numb, yeah. You can physically see it. So like I went to the bathroom before I left the dentist office and I looked in the mirror and I went, okay, I definitely look like I have Bell's palsy because I'm clearly numb on one side for sure.
I've done that before where I've taken a picture of myself smiling, but half my face is just like not moving.
Right.
And I'm like, am I smiling?
Right. So not only that is when I go to the dentist, the anxiety level is through the roof on top of it. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on. So I'm like, but I have to go to the grocery store. We have nothing to eat or drink. So I have to go in. So I walk in and I'm swiftly moving about. Daryl's in Phoenix. So I got to get it done and get out. So I'm waiting in line. And when I feel like that, I mean, I don't know about you, but I just get behind whoever. I don't even give a shit. I'm like, you got $300 worth of food? Fine. I'm just going to stand here. I don't care. And so it's my turn. And the lady, Daryl and I both don't like this checker because she's kind of nuts and she's very chatty. And so I'm like, shit. And she was the only one. I'm like, damn it. So I got in her line and going, well, I've avoided her for this long. Maybe she's changed. So she starts.
Why don't you just nod your head and just ignore her?
So she was talking and I'm just like, because I can't talk. Half my face isn't working. So she looks up at me and I smiled and only half my face smiled.
Why did you smile?
Because she was talking to me. And so I did the smile thing and she looked up and she double taked me like, oh shit, she's had a stroke or something. And she like looked down and just started, she's like, do you need any assistance today? Is there anything we can do for you? And I was like, oh my God. She thinks I have had a stroke. Oh my God. It was hilarious. I'm like, God, maybe I should just come numb more often.
That's going to be really awkward the next time you go back and you're perfectly fine.
When my face is normal and I don't look like I just had surgery. Yeah.
She'll probably be like, I'm glad you looked to feeling better.
Yeah. It's like, so how's your health? Everything all right? It's like, maybe we underestimated your age. So anyway, God. I'm like, what are you going to do? I had Bell's palsy for a minute.
I mean, that can happen.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of people. Not me, but except for when I'm numb. Man, I was numb. I told the lady, I'm like, man, you did a good job. I can feel nothing. And she's like, oh, great. And she started.
God.
I know. I'm like, I hate that.
Do you even get like headphones or?
I brought my actually.
Ear bops or whatever those things are called.
Earpods. No, I don't have earpods. To me, that looks like
Ryan can't stand those.
Well, they just look like something's dripping out of your ear. I don't like the look of them.
Yeah, he thinks they look lame for some. And I'm like, I think they make perfectly good sense. I'm like, you don't want a bunch of wires hanging all over you if you have the option of these little things hanging out.
The irony is that kids want them and they lose everything. I'm like, I'm not getting you those.
A little small.
Stupid. So, and I lose everything too. No, I brought my sound canceling headphones and I was listening to Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, she has to, she will ask, so da da da. So I had to have kind of half of it open. And the thing is when someone's like working on your teeth, no sound canceling headphones work. It's coming from inside. So you can hear everything. You know what I mean?
True. Although I remember at Dr. React's office listening to, God forbid, Bill Cosby.
Me too.
I don't remember hearing a thing, but we always had that nitrous oxide too.
I stopped doing the nitrous.
Why?
I don't like the way I feel on it. I feel like I'm having an anxiety attack. I really am uncomfortable on nitrous. And I told him that. I said, is there anything we can do besides that? And he goes, yeah, I can give you a pill. I'm like, done. So he gives me Valium.
I like the nitrous. I feel funky. But I remember
like
one
it.
time I was laughing so hard, Mom could hear me in the lobby. And she was embarrassed.
Yeah, of course she was. God forbid something else might be going on. But she's like, oh my God.
You know how Mom is, of course.
Anyway.
It's all about her.
Always.
It's all about you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So we have to say goodbye, but really quick. Elvis died 42 years ago today.
Really?
Yes. 19. And I'm like, how long has he been dead? He died when he was 42 years ago.
Wow. He was 42 years old.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know. And I told Daryl and I were talking about it this morning, and I said, God, he looks so much older than that. And I said, but you know what? People back in the 70s looked older at that age. Like 42 now, we look like infants. And I said, I think it's because we moisturize personally. I think everyone just takes better care of their skin.
But plus, I mean, he lived a really hard life from
God.
such a young age.
Well, he was such a pill popper and, you know, just...
Well, I mean, he ate horribly and...
fried bologna banana sandwiches.
And he was on the road constantly.
I mean, did the man ever do a brisk walk around the block?
You would think, though, for as much energy he expelled on stage and, you know, as much as he sweated, that would counteract some of the weight. But, I mean...
I don't know. It's
just
funny.
think about, with all that he did, how much he must have been ingesting to continue to gain weight.
Would he be alive today? He'd be 84 today. So he could potentially be alive.
He might be alive, Jamie.
Oh, God. No, don't you dare.
He could be alive with Hitler and Tupac.
Take your tin hat off in this show. We are not those people.
No.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you're dead, Elvis. If you're alive, I know you're listening to The Ugly Truth, but if you're unofficially dead and deceased, hope you enjoyed your little brief moment on our show. Yes.
And so big UFC fight this weekend. Any predictions between Cormier and Miocic or whatever the name is?
Moki.
Yes.
I think Cormier is going to win. I think he's going to submit him and he'll tap out.
I'm really scared because we've been watching Embedded. You don't watch that, do you?
No, but I watched a deep dive on ESPN with Ariel Helwani, which is one of my most favorite MMA reporters. And Cormier has had quite the life. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to win. And I think that it's Nate Diaz, right? Or
Nate Diaz, Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, Diaz is going to win. He's going to slap that bitch.
Yeah. So Brian and I were talking. So we watch Embedded, which is like UFC's little, like, you know,
I've watched it.
Point of view camera before, like the week leading up to it. Cormier and Stipe ran into each other on their ways to like photo shoots, and they shook each other's hands and gave each other a hug. But it was very cold because it's like personal right now for Stipe.
Oh, does he need this?
Because he wants a vendetta. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, and he even said in the media, he's just like, you know, he says Cormier says it's all about my feelings or my emotions or something like that. He's like, I wasn't the guy, you know, standing in the octagon crying. And so I thought that was kind of a low blow.
Paula.
What?
You're all
I'm sorry. I thought that was a low blow personally.
Well,
but
they gotta build up the hatred so they can get.
They gotta hype themselves. So, anyways, Cormier was back in his room talking to his guys. He's like, "Okay, seriously, guys, for real." He's like, "Let me have your attention." He says, "When I shook Stipe's hand, he says his hand was really hard. He says he's a lot stronger than he was."
Oh. Well,
so I'm worried.
Nah, Cormier is, you know what? There are people, he's been hit pretty hard by people. What he needs to do is get him on the ground.
Yeah. And what I told Ryan too, I said, the good thing about Cormier is he knows how to defend his belt because he's done it multiple times. Yep. So he knows how to win and he's really good at strategies. Yeah. And I think changing strategies during a fight too, because I think most people go in with just one.
Right.
And I think he knows how to alter. But I am a little nervous, and I absolutely believe if he wins this fight, he is going to retire.
I hope he does. I don't want him to fight John Jones again because he'll lose.
John Jones doesn't want to fight him.
And he doesn't really, and he really shouldn't. So anyway.
And I think that, and based on Embedded, a lot of things they were talking about, Cormier wants to go out on a high.
Yeah.
And he says, if I keep fighting, he says, I'm afraid I'm going to lose.
Well, he will
and
eventually.
And he says, and I don't want to go out that way.
Yeah, he will eventually. All right, we have to say goodbye. We've run out of time.
And Nate Diaz is going to kick ass.
Yes.
And do a Stockton slap.
Yes. Woo! I'm so excited.
Okay, everybody, please visit uglytruth.com. Click on the Amazon button. Go do some shopping. And then visit lipandclip.com and go get yourself some makeup, skincare, etc., etc.
Yes.
We will see you on Wednesday.
Yes.
Hope you have a good weekend. And talk to you soon. Stay cool. It's hot out there. All right, talk to you soon.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.